In this lecture, we would like to discuss about John Locke, one of the most outstanding political philosopher of England who witnessed the 1688 bloodless revolution which took place in England, and he wrote a lot on politics, economics, education, theology, natural science, philosophy, biography, and even on horticulture. In politics, education, theology, and philosophy, his works ranks among the highest achievements of human mind, and most of those books, among whom we found the two treatises of command which he wrote and published in 1619, sketch the very idea of John Locke and his political philosophy. So, out of his political philosophy, first we will discuss about the state of nature. And as Locke says that in the original state of nature, peace and reason prevailed. This state of nature was not lawless because man lived under natural law. He describes the state of nature in his own words as though this be a state of liberty, yet it is not a state of license. Though man in that state have an uncontrollable liberty to dispose of his person or position, yet he has no liberty to destroy himself or so much as any creature in his position, but where some nobler use than its bare preservation calls for it. The state of nature has a law to govern it, which obliges everyone and reason, which is that law teaches all mankind will but consult it, that being all equal and independent, no one ought to harm another in his life, health, liberty, or possession. Hobbes' description of the state of nature as a war of all against all has been Hobbes' description of the state of nature as a war of all against all has been condemned by Locke, who describes the state of nature as a state of goodwill, natural assistance, and preservation. The only defect of the state of nature is lack of organization, written law, and fixed penalties. Locke deems this theory of Hobbes as absurd, that the state of nature should be governed by anything but the law of nature. But the state of nature has some defects. The law of nature on experience fails man when he needs it most. He is ready enough to apply its restraining canons to the acts of others, he is not quite so ready to apply them equally to his own. Secondly, if he is willing to do justice to others, he is not sure his judgment is not prejudiced. Locke, however, observes that God, having made man such a creature, that in his own judgment it was not good for him to be alone, put him under strong obligation of necessity, convenience, and inclination to drive him into society, as well as fitted him with understanding and language to continue and enjoy it. So Locke says it was inner nature of man which constrained him to form a social group. Family was the first such group, and the government came into existence afterwards. Individuals were unable to maintain their natural rights against injustice, or this led to form a body politic. So, we found the view of Locke is completely different from his predecessor Hobbes' view on state of nature. Hobbes provided us a poor picture of the state of nature, as such the state of nature according to Hobbes was poor, brutish, nasty, etc. But Locke itself, in his own work on two treatises of government regarding state of nature, he completely rejected Hobbes' description of the state of nature as a war of all against all, and instead that, according to Locke, his state of nature was a state of goodwill, and there was peace and preservation of natural rights. The only thing, if there was not in the state of nature, or in, if anything the state of nature lacks, and that was an organization, and that organization we should control and preserve the goodwill, peace, and the natural rights such as right to life, liberty, and property. So also, according to Locke, in his state of nature, there was no written law, and as there was no written law, so there was chaos. But there was no war at all, like Locke in his state of nature. And another thing that Locke mentioned about his state of nature, that as there was no organization, no written laws, so there was also no fixed penalties. So these three are the main defects in Locke's description of state of nature. And in this view, he provided an organization and also written laws and fixed penalties which would govern the state of nature from which the individuals would come out through a social contract and would establish a civil society. So then only the conditions of state of nature would be corrected and it would be in the better perspective, would give guarantee to individuals' natural rights such as right to life, liberty, and right to estate, as it was stated by John Locke regarding his view on the state of nature.